Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, with the most popular, real, spiritual UFO talk show that's here to bust the matrix. And we do bust the matrix almost going on 2 years. At the end of December, I can't believe it, we'll be here on TikTok for 2 years, going on 3 years in 2025. And man, is 2025 going to be alive with a lot of cosmic stuff going on, and things are just crazy out there, So welcome to the show, Kizzy, Catherine, Puppy, Pam, Fancil, Brian, Gilliam. We had 2 shows I downloaded that should be on my YouTube channel, Astrocommand Station News. I was only 2 shows behind, and those will be on my YouTube channel. Hey, Lavelle, everybody. Those will be on probably tonight or early tomorrow morning. And then this show here that's being recorded will also be downloaded after the show's over, and that show will be added onto my YouTube channel tomorrow. Kristen, good to see you. Marinette, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. Love and Light Half Pint, good to see you, Mary. And Ray, Days, good to see you, brother. Everybody out there, all the new people coming in here. And our audience is all over the world. Loretta, good to have you with us. And for new people, this is an actual talk show, just so you know. What is this TikTok? This is an actual UFO talk show. I'm a professional broadcaster by trade. My background is in radio and a little bit of TV broadcasting on cable for a few years. Hey, KZTV, Oklahoma, good to see you. Welcome. Brooklyn, Leza, everybody coming in here, wherever you are, welcome to the show. We're just getting started. No one's missed anything yet. And as always, we never know what's going to happen on here. That's what makes it, hey, you're welcome, Killzy TV. Hey, Chesno. Chesno's one of our moderators and also a good friend here in New England, in the same state, and also one of our people that are part of our cosmic group that's going to be going off planet before contact happens in 2026. And of course, like I said, last night, hey, Christelle, everybody coming here. Last night I was on, and man, I was amped up. I'm amped up tonight too. So today, while doing the 3D work thing, and also looking for that ET galactic war that all these people on TikTok were going crazy talking about, which I knew wasn't going to happen. Hey, outdoors fishing. And again, I've been proven right, because I tell you the cosmic truth on Encounters. And I got my tea. Not my tea, my apple cider. I did have tea earlier, but I have apple cider. But, after last night telling you what was going to happen, which is absolutely nothing absolutely happened. That's what it was. People were, hey, Gabe, all these people on TikTok were getting so involved in fear-based creative content that they wanted everybody to believe there was going to be some galactic war all over the planet in the skies above Earth. And it was absolute nonsense. Hey, Gazelle, good to see you. So you can always trust me when I do these shows that I'm going to give you good information. I'll never spread false information. I look at everything. Thank goodness, when I went to broadcasting in college, I studied news and journalism with Pacifica Radio. If you heard of Pacifica Radio in the United States, some of the best people I studied with in journalism. So my mind is very clear. When I look at things, I look at very independently at what I see. And if I see a red flag go up that the information is incorrect, I will tell you that. And I knew, and also becoming, totally aware and awake of what's happening, I say, okay, show me what's happening today. Let's see if we have any videos on YouTube or somewhere showing some battle going on above our planet. And again, like I stated, there's nothing. Hey, Master, good to see you. Because there wasn't any battle. It was a false flag. The predictions from this thing from years ago were incorrect. They relied on some sort of a bot or something. I don't remember who it was or who created it. But that is what I've been telling people. Don't rely on the AI or any of those things to give you accurate information. Because those are all technologies that are created and they don't know the truth. The truth is, as I always said before last night, You always have to go within and meditate and see whether you find this thing to be accurate or not when they say these things. And I knew from day one, as soon as these fear-based videos started popping up all over the place by people who were getting really excited to create content that wasn't even real. It was really, no, we don't play those games, Lord Link. This is a professional counters UFO contact UFO show. So Lord Link, if you want to learn about this, great. If you want to learn about playing magic, nope, not interested. No. We're not into that. Sorry, bye-bye. No magic. All right, enough of that. But it's good to see everybody here and all the new people, all the regular people that have been watching the show for over figure about 2 years now. We've been on here celebrating almost 2 years after December, the 1st of the new year. It'll be 2 years going on my 3rd year using this application. And it's a good thing I came here. So for those that are new to the show, I always like to introduce myself. My name is CmdrAleon. I'm a contactee from the 60s. I also want you to know, not only am I a contactee, I'm also with the Astro Command. I'm here to bust the matrix. I like to here to liberate the planet from all the negative ETs that have tried to mess up everybody, mess up our planet. And yes, we are here to bust the matrix. So I want to welcome you to the show. I'm also a host of on radio for 21 years on NPR Pacific Radio with the Cosmic Eye Astro Command radio show. And again, I send my love out to everybody, new and old. The one thing I do live by is I love my brothers and sisters. Even if you're new, you're going to find that you're going to get addicted to the show here because there's a lot going on. And I've been spending a few hours earlier, looking at what's happening in New Jersey. And the thing in New Jersey is the government or whoever, the FAA is saying that these people in New Jersey are seeing nothing but drones, these big drones. Now, I've been watching the videos of these drones, so-called drones, and I don't jump to the conclusions about what they are or what they're not. Hey, Monica, good to see you. I don't know if they're all drones or some sort of government technology that's being... And why would all these drones for days and nights, especially nights, be all over this one part of New Jersey that, there's all these so-called drones. Thank you, Kilzy. We appreciate you. So I'm still trying to figure out what's going on in New Jersey, and I still haven't figured it out yet. I don't know if that's our technology or whether there's something else going on that we don't know about. So I'm holding off on that a little bit because I'm still trying to figure it out. Still trying to figure what's going on. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I heard some people say. There's a lot of videos coming, and they're coming from on TikTok. There's a lot of people that live in Jersey that are, that are seeing these things. So I wouldn't be so quick to think it's Elon Musk because nobody knows what it is really. Supreme Alchemist, good to see you. I'm still putting that in my side shelf right now. I'm still trying to figure it out. Hey, Allahu, good to see you. Levi. Okay, so we have reports from Michigan. We're going to be taking... So, Levi, are you saying you have information from the state of Michigan in terms of fresh reports? We definitely want to hear that. I'll be showing some video tonight. There was one from England that I downloaded, and I can no longer find it. It's almost as if it was in southeastern London in England. Really good video, and it disappeared. So I can't find it anymore, but we'll see. Just like the video I wanted to show from state of Washington, I've been looking like crazy for this one video, and it no longer is anywhere. It's gone. It was so good, now it's gone. Let's see here. Avriel from the UK, good to see you. And if anyone in the UK has new information about what's happening out there in the United Kingdom with the UFO activity, you can definitely join us and tell us what's happening wherever you are in the UK. We want to hear from our UK folks. UK is a hot spot right now with a lot of activity. I know in the United States, tons of activity here, and probably in other countries too, that we're just not, not every country's on TikTok, and we're not hearing from every country out there on the planet, but I'm absolutely certain there's a lot of uptake in activity. That is the one thing we do know. So, breaking news, there was no, and for entertainment purposes only, there was not a galactic conflict in our skies above us. Never happened. Then this one person comes on, this woman, I see her video earlier tonight, says, oh, there's going to be a galactic war tonight. It's happening tonight. Well, what happened today? So now it went from happening today to now we're going to say it's going to be, you go outside, you're going to see some galactic activity, and there's going to be this war going on. No, there's nothing going on. These people have vivid imaginations, and again, this is for educational purposes only. Nothing happened. But the truth is, people are having sightings of UFOs, spaceships, whatever you want to call it. There are people all over the world starting to have sightings. That is happening. There was sightings also in Texas. I was looking at some stuff that's happening out there. A lot of stuff happening, all over the place, right? So I'm really keeping track of where these sightings are starting to pop up. And I know many of you out there around the world are having sightings. There are over 500 people right now in this room. If I had to take a bet, I'm not saying 500 people are having sightings, but I would say out of 500, there's probably at least 20 or 30 of you out there that are seeing and recording and documenting stuff that's going on. Okay? All right? Now, forget Starlink. Starlink, people are posting it that don't know what they're looking at, and they record it, and I've seen tons of Starlink videos out there. I skip them. But the stuff that is extraterrestrial, no, you didn't miss anything, Robert Hearns. There was nothing. All these people hyping up this prediction was absolutely incorrect. And that's what happens when you follow prediction. In this particular case, the prediction went south. Nothing happened. I told people last night nothing was going to happen on this show, and I absolutely was right. Nothing happened. And if any of those creators want to come on here and say, Commander, but I know it's going to happen. Maybe it didn't happen tonight. It'll happen tomorrow. It's not happening ever. Okay, so Bex, we're going to bring you up too. You saw 5 UAPs tonight in Maryland. You're definitely coming up on the show. And we're going to follow you. And then I think it's Julia. Julia, we're going to bring you up in a few minutes. And people need to understand they are coming to help. Exactly, Nate. They are coming to help. Hey, Lexi. Hello. Good evening. I'm doing very well, Jared. Hope you're doing well, too. I am... Excuse me. You're welcome. I always talk about, for the past, the 2 years that I've been here now, I've always talked about cosmic truth. It's the only thing I can talk about. I see through everything. So if I know something is not true, I'm going to tell my audience it's not happening. I never go with the flow of like a bunch of people say, oh, we have to all go this way. I always investigate when people do this and create all these videos for the last couple of weeks about this invasion and all this other stuff and galactic wars. People need to start thinking for themselves. They need to start examining things, investigating things before they jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, there's a galactic war happening tomorrow, December the 3rd. And we have to look and maybe record it. You might have recorded like seagulls, maybe some birds in the sky, maybe a plane or a jet. There's no galactic anything happening other than the fact that I've told you that there's going to be positive contact in 2026. That is definitely happening. But this other stuff, it was never going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. No wars, no whatever, for entertainment purposes only. Royal, I didn't see the fishing trip video. I don't even want, do you know where that is, or do you know what that is? Can you explain what it is? I'm going to bring Bex up here now. Let me see here. Who's in the queue here? We have Pumpkin. I'm going to bring, Beck, I'll bring you up, but Pumpkin's been in the queue here waiting. Beck, you're going to be the next guest here. We'll go with Pumpkin. You got to be over 18 years old. Number one, no smoking, no vaping, no drugs, no drunks, no any of that stuff. No smoking on the show. No politics, no religion, and no paranormal discussion. No kids on the show. No cursing on the show. We'll bring Pumpkin up first, and Bex, you're going to be our next guest. So Pumpkin's going to be our first guest, and we appreciate her waiting. And let's see here. Hopefully we'll have this person on here. Hopefully they didn't just pop in the pop-up screen and they want to come up. Unless there's something happening with TikTok. You're watching Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, and we're seeing if this TikTok thing will stop spinning around so I can bring up the guest. And we might have some technical TikTok things happening tonight. Possibly. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Good to see you, Ashley. We're having problems. Oh, it must be it's TikTok having something. We're going to bring Becky up here. This is Encounters. Becky's going to be our guest right now. Thank you for the gift, Jackie Red. I think it's Red. Thank you so much. And Becky, we're going to bring Becky up on Encounters. Everybody, welcome to the show around the world. You're watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, and we are busting the matrix, folks. You better believe it. And Becky, can you turn on your camera?
I can try. I haven't gone on a live before, so.
Oh, I'm going to help you out. So I always want to help everybody out.
I don't want to scare anybody.
No, you're gonna look. You can't scare anybody. You're good. You're beautiful. So when you look at the little icons, you have there you go. You're not scary at all. You know those negative ET pictures that people post here, which I don't understand. Those are kind of weird. But welcome to the show. Glad to have you with us. And tell us a little bit about yourself and about your story.
Well, my husband and I go back and forth between South Carolina and Maryland for work. And about 2 months ago, we saw for a few nights in a row 3 orbs, probably within 5 to 7 miles away from our house, behind our house at night. And we thought they were drones in the beginning, but then we took a couple pictures of them. And then, with recent activity increasing, this evening I was out on the back deck, and I'm not very far from, like, in the Glen Burnie area of Maryland, which is close to an airport. So we're used to seeing a lot of heavy traffic with the flights going in and out. But these weren't flights at all. These were, it started off with like 2 lights in the sky just after 7 p.m. and then increased to 5 of them. And then a couple disappeared within 5 minutes, and then they came back. And
wow.
They seemed larger than an orb. It was a very weird kind of object. And my husband had actually posted it on TikTok this evening because, of social media. I was a little nervous of posting it. A lot of haters out there and people making
don't worry about those people.
Comments about it. And with the phone, you can get it on video, but it's at night and it's hard to. You can't, you take a picture or you take a video, but it doesn't look exactly the same as what you see because you're zooming in and it looks like a big white dot, and it had a bit of color to it, but
it's hard to do that with phones. It's not unusual, and in terms of people like you call the haters that look at these videos, the fact that you had the courage to post it is what's needed, because these people are minorities. The people that yell and scream about everybody's videos that are posting, thank God people like yourself are posting these UAP or UFO videos that are potentially spaceships. We call them UFOs, UAPs. They're not, what you're looking at, you know where the airport is. You guys know what the plane look like or conventional aircraft look like. So, one of the things I've found out in years of my experience, especially now, those people don't even psych me out because they're a minority now. 30 years ago, those kind of people were kind of a majority, the uneducated folks. But now, our population is very much interested in this, even though our government lies about the UFOs, the Pentagon, and everything. They still the fact is the fact that they started talking about it made people open their eyes up and say, well, wait a minute, maybe the government is lying and knows something about it, and they have been lying to the people for over 7 years. So what you're showing people and talking about now, I commend you for that, because my show doesn't take any garbage. These trolls, the people that are haters or skeptics, they won't really come here because this show's too popular for them, and I have too much knowledge in the subject. I can put them under the earth in 2 seconds with their comments because they have no idea what they're talking about. And I challenge those people. If you got something, if you can show some proof that what other people are videotaping is not true, then you better come up with some real information. If you don't, then you need to hide in the closet and stay there for a while. So I commend you. So tell us a little bit more about this. So are there
Well,
sightings happening a lot in your state?
no, actually, the funny thing is this what I saw this evening was not similar to what we witnessed 4 or 5 times down in South Carolina. What I witnessed tonight, and some might find it amusing. I immediately FaceTimed my husband and my daughters, and we were all watching it at the same time. They were a little different, as in what we saw in South Carolina was more like that orb, like what you're seeing a lot on social media. And I've only seen maybe 5 or 6 videos on TikTok that resembled these figures. It was more like had a shape
Mm-hmm.
to it. It wasn't like orb-like. It had the whiteness of an orb, if you want to say it, or that light, but it was a little more flat, and they didn't move around. The ones we saw in South Carolina, that's why we thought there were drones in the beginning.
Okay.
These ones didn't move around, and then all of a sudden they disappeared and then reappeared.
Hmm.
So, like I said, I saw 2 of them, and then looked over to the further to one area of the skyline and saw a few more appear. So it was kind of crazy to see, and it lasted for about, I'd say, 20, 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
And,
crazy.
and then they started just popping away, like just disappearing. And 2
And
off to the left had stayed, and then they disappeared. And it was
yeah,
just,
see, that
they didn't
tells
go
me
off.
it tells me their intelligence is behind them. Like if you're right on top of them, you were like real close. I would wager to say they're way bigger than what you were able to see because they were high up in the sky in the atmosphere. You were able to see them. You documented that they were disappearing and coming back. They like blinked out or something and then came back in to your visual perception. So
Right.
when that happens, you're dealing with intelligences that are far more advanced than we are that can come in. Did you feel like you guys were like supposed to see them? Like, did you feel when I hear these stories, I always feel like it's for you, like it's for you and your family to see these things, and maybe other people were seeing, maybe not. Maybe it was for you to see them. How did you feel about that?
I think, probably like a lot of people, I wouldn't speak for others, but I think everyone was expecting something today where our family know, but the curiosity has risen with everybody, right? But for me, I guess it's kind of like we're opening ourselves to the possibility now. Before, I think anyone, if you brought up the mention of a UFO or an alien, people would get scared and there would be fear. And now for us, it's more of, wow, like
Yeah,
it felt personal a little bit tonight, but at the same time, you kind of hoped that others were seeing the same thing you
yeah,
were. You weren't just like trying to focus your eyes in the
right.
sky.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
but I'm a lot more comfortable to it now and more
Oh,
open
good,
to it now, and
good.
believe in the positivity of it and welcome it. I don't think that it's scary like we used to assume it would be, right?
Right.
Um,
That's right.
so yeah, no, it felt somewhat personal, but not to a point where I wish I had some type of, I hear of some people who receive messages, so on and so forth. And sometimes you get a little envious and curious of what they're actually receiving in messages, right? But
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. So was this your very first UFO experience, or have you had other experiences in your life?
no, just the orbs, if you want to, I don't know the proper terminology, that we had
Well,
seen
that's fine. Yeah, that's
in
good.
South Carolina just a couple months ago. But
Hmm.
this one was a little more, this was definitely closer
Okay.
and more surreal. So it was very fascinating to see, you know.
Yeah. See.
Um, it just drives the interest more. It's fascinating. It's like you
Yeah.
just eager to learn more and to understand what's really going on, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I'm so glad you came up here to share your story on encounters, and this is like the place to do it. This is probably the number one real spiritual UFO talk show on any social media. You won't see this on CNN or History Channel because all they do is documentaries, and we're doing real time stuff here. So we've had people that have been visited. We've had abductees on here. We have all kinds of people here. So this has really become a center place. Before we have contact in 2026, you're going to hear a lot about that on my show. We talk about that on Saturdays. We have an Ask Our Command night where we talk about the contact and the space people. And I'm also in contact with the space people myself. So I'm a contactee from the 60s, but my real contact stuff has been happening now. I'm a telepathic communicator. I don't channel anything, or I don't use pendulums or throw cards in the air or have crystal balls. Everything for me has to be real, and it is. And what you're sharing with us is real, and we appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it as well, and I'll continue to listen and join you all to understand further. So it's great.
And, and I'll check out your video, and on your page, I'll check out your video and take a look at it too when I have a chance too.
Yeah, it's on my husband's right now, but I'll upload it for you to.
Oh, if you upload it, yeah, that'd be good. Upload it, and we'll take a look in your side of it and see it. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate
Okay,
you
thank
so much.
you.
All right,
Good night.
that's in Maryland. Good night, and we're going to bring her down slowly. Our first guest on the show. And, if you around the world are videotaping anything, if you have seen anything, if you have been visited by extraterrestrial intelligence and you are being directly physically visited in a positive way, we want to hear about what's going on wherever you are around the world. If you've been a person that has been abducted by negative ETs, I want to hear your stories as well, but I want to hear everybody's stories. I want to talk about what's happening here. And I think it's really important that we understand the gravity of the situation as we get towards the end of the year here. Yes, I think the Bullhead, Arizona solo is real. There have been clips of it. There's some people technically that took the video, brought it up close, and it wasn't on the ground. The person that took the video made a video stating, because they were the ones videotaping it, they lived there, that this thing was above the ground. They live in that whole area. They know that area where the mountain is or the hill is and where those structures are on the ground. And they swear the fact that these things were above in the sky. And I look at the video numerous times and I will concur. Bullhead City, Arizona footage was real. And they definitely did have a real thing happen. Ash, we will go live. So Ash, we're going to bring Ash up here. Hey Ash, we're going to bring Ash up here, my friend Ash. Let's do this here. And Ash wants to go live. We're bringing Ash up here on Encounters. And she should be coming up with us. And you're watching Encounters, the late night spiritual UFO talk show. We'll be on here for until 1 a.m. So it's 11:30. We start at 11. This is a 2-hour program at night. Welcome, Ash, to Encounters.
Hi, how are you doing?
We're doing good. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I just so happened to join the live when they were asking about Bullhead.
Yeah, and Ash, can you turn your camera on? Because you're the one who I was very intrigued with. I've been, I really watched the video. I watched many different angles, some people that enhanced your video. This is Ash, the person, you're in Bullhead City, Arizona, correct?
Yes.
Can you turn your camera on?
Yes, I'm doing that now.
Okay.
And this
Okay,
is
Ash, thank you.
He was in the video as well. He was.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
These two, good. So I watched their video when it happened, after they put it up there. I quietly scan everything from all over the internet, but mostly here I find more people now recording their own stuff. And Ash and these guys were out there, and they the area. So the people that are trying to debunk the video, which I find pretty hilarious, that don't live here, where you are, that area up on the hill. There's structures there. Can you tell people when this happened and tell us what happened in the video? And I think we can show them some footage of your video. I have it here, and as we're talking about it, we'll get into the video in a little bit that you have. I'll show one of the recordings that I downloaded from your video to show people what you were seeing, but I want you to tell us a little bit about the story, when it happened, and what's going on.
Well, we were on our way to the movies, and Leo had noticed those lights burst, and instantly I just pulled out my camera and started to film. And we just want to go on the record that we know the area, as you were stating, so we don't believe that there were any type of off-road vehicles or an airplane or anything. There's no trails on the peak of that mountain.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen anything like that before that night that looked that bright up in that area?
Nope.
You haven't. And if a car was going, is there like a road up there or something that people can drive up to in that area?
There are roads in around that area, but not as high as the peak of the mountain where what we saw.
Right. So how high is, just to give people around the world watching this, how high is the mountain from where your visual point was when you were videotaping that?
I'm bad with perception.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Like a couple of thousand feet maybe, or...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're huge mountains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're huge. We're like in a bowl. Bullhead City's in a bowl, and we're just surrounded by mountains, all 360.
Yeah, that area, yeah. So, what time did the sighting start happening? Like, when did you notice something weird up there?
Like 7:15?
7:15 going towards 7:30. It lasted like a
7:30,
good 15, 20 minutes.
Wow, that's a long time. And when things started simmering down, like when did this thing disappear? What happened with that?
They just kind of disappeared, like almost instantly. They were just like gone.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So did you feel that maybe, were there other witnesses? Since then, did you talk to other neighbors or people that saw the object too?
My brother was another witness. So me and my brother didn't record anything because I was on the phone with my brother. She was the only one that was recording, and he had a higher point of view than we did. Because we were a little bit lower. We were leaving our driveway on the street. We were heading out, and our apartment complex is a little bit higher. So what his point of view was telling me, they're in the clouds. They're in the clouds. I didn't see no clouds because my point of view was completely different. So when he said they're in the clouds and they're fading in and out, that's when I was like really, really focusing. And then you can see them like fading in and out through the clouds at the big one where the big bright lights at on the first part of the video.
Somebody enhanced that video of that big light, and somebody with some technical know-how enhanced it frame by frame, and it looks to be one big solid object.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the enhanced video this person took, they were trying to show people this thing wasn't a conventional vehicle or a truck or something. And you can see it looks like it's a ship. And these other lights are coming towards this ship, which is like we don't call it a mothership or the big ship. It absolutely looked like a ship.
Yeah,
and it was.
I was gonna say those little ones look like they were like coming from it.
Yeah. So did they look like they were coming out of this particular thing, or they were?
For a moment, yes. When there was when there was a lot of the little lights, it did look like. I mean, we couldn't really make out, but they were coming from somewhere, like the cloud areas, which were that was at.
Now I have the video here. I have one of the videos, and I think we should show it. Let me get here. Do my main thing here. I have it on my TikTok here. I did. Okay. I think I have it right here. Where is it? I have a copy. That's not it. I have a lot of video here. But the video of your sighting I have here somewhere. I think this is it, maybe. Bullhead City. Ashtar Spaceship News. Okay, let me bring November 29th. Okay. I do have a copy of the video here. I'm going to show the video, and I think I'll show it without my thing here, but I'm going to show the video. Actually, I can go to my other thing here. Give me a second, folks. I'm going to show you the video from there. Let's see if I have it here. Is this it? No, that's not it. I got too many videos here. But I have a video here I'm going to show of that. And I can go to your page and show the different videos because I have it here. I'll just show the one I have here. I have a copy of the video.
People give me that.
Okay. Yeah, I have it right here. So I'm going to show the video in a second. Let's see if I can stop it here. And I'll let people see the video. Let me just put this on stop. Nope. You're watching Encounters. We are going to definitely show the video. I have it in my TikTok here feed. Go back. Here we go. All right. I'm going to turn the lights off for a minute. And people can see the video. Let me just go into my thing here. I'm going to go into this, my effects page, and I will show this momentarily. It's one of the videos. I think this video was from 3 days ago. We're going to see the video now. Let me just change my thing here on my settings. And this is for entertainment purposes only. All right, here we go. I think we got it. And you can see the video. This is the video of the object, and there's two other lights there, but the object itself, the person that enhanced the video, it's really brilliant. I mean, it's so bright, right?
Yeah.
And from your perspective, when you were looking, we're just looking at your video, it must have been really bright from your visual eyes looking at it, right?
It was crazy bright.
And it probably looked way bigger than, but there's no way this thing was a conventional light of any sort. It was just too bright.
Yeah, that's way too bright.
You know, look at it, everybody. This thing was going nuts, you know. And I got to believe that some people, if they were up there, look at that. It looks like that thing is spinning. The little one looked like it was spinning or something.
Rotating.
Rotating, yeah. You can see it rotating. This is one of your videos. Now, you actually this is a pretty decent video. This is actually a pretty long video. You were going back and forth looking at. Look at that. This is the video that Ash Rose, and they were videotaping it. This is the video that went kind of viral in a way. I've seen this video on other places now. Your video is going all over the place. People discussing it, debating it, and it's also causing a lot of interest in the subject. So thank God you videotaped this. You're getting people thinking about what was it, which if that happens, that's a good thing. Look at that, folks. That's amazing. I'm going to turn the lights back on. That's, go a little bit back here. Let me turn the lights on here. We're going to go back to my screen. I have to enhance my screen here for a minute. And this was just videotaped recently, a couple of days ago. So let me go back to this thing here. All right. We'll turn the light on. There's so much stuff happening. Let me just do this here. I'm going to go back to my screen, put my camera back, and here we are. So you saw some of their video. This is coming from Bullhead City, Arizona. They're in Bullhead City, Arizona, my guess. They both witnessed and recorded this footage, which has been going all over the place. As a matter of fact, I've seen it. I think even on YouTube. It's I've seen it in a lot of places. So this is what's happening. You know, we talk about all these sightings increasing around the world, and they are. This is one thing where you were out there at the right time, and if you had not been outside, you would never recorded this. So you actually got to see this. Do you have a lot of sightings up in that part of Arizona, or is this something relatively new? Is this the first time you've recorded anything like this?
The first time recorded anything like this, yes, definitely.
So where was your belief system regarding extraterrestrial intelligence or UAPs or UFOs? Did you ever think about this stuff before, or did this change your whole perception of reality when this happened?
You go first.
I've always been open-minded about it. So I've been so used to me seeing them on TV and like looking at other people's reactions and then what they witness. So for me to witness it in person and for me to see the actual saucer behind the palm trees with my eyes itself was just wild to me. It just made me believe even more that there is something out there than just the human species, you know?
Mm. And how about you, Ash?
I've always kind of believed. I was just talking about this Wednesday at work, just about the possibility of there being other things, and then we saw this Friday. I had a lot
Yeah,
to talk about at work on Monday.
yeah. That's amazing. So people you work with were asking you about it, correct?
Yeah, and for Leo as well. He got a lot of
Really?
attention.
Really? So these people actually did look at your videos then, I would assume they were, or they heard about it.
Yeah, we were interviewed by our local news on Sunday night.
Local news channel, was it a local ABC affiliate? Was one of the networks?
Fox 10.
Fox 10. So here, folks, they're interviewed on a local Fox affiliate station. That's pretty amazing, that happened, and it should happen because you're legitimate people. You had something that cannot be explained, and it seems like our news media, at least on the local level, is paying attention to this. If not the national media, there is things happening, and I know because of my background as news media. I studied with Pacifica Radio in my college days. I was a news journalist I was a news director for our NPR station that I'm still at here in Connecticut. So I'm really keen on looking at things. I know what when I look at videos that people record here and I see them, I can tell whether it's CGI, whether it's, the real stuff is the stuff you're doing. I mean, the CGI, we see that on TikTok and YouTube. It's fake. But what you guys did, you're real people. You're not an AI system, and you physically had an experience, and your friends at work are asking you about it because they want to know. Were these people that you're working with ever interested in the subject until you had the sighting?
What about you? Do you talk to anybody, any of your coworkers about it
Mm,
before this?
no.
Um,
Yeah.
for him, no, not so much. For me, my coworker, he's very open minded too. So we would just kind of randomly talk about things.
Oh, interesting, interesting. And does anybody in our audience have any questions for them? If you have a question, let me know. I'm looking at my audience here as well.
Yeah,
And
we probably have maybe about 5 minutes more we could spare
yeah,
because we got to
5 minutes.
get ready. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I'll let you
wanted
go.
to
But I
talk.
mean, I want you to, thank you for coming up here on the show, appearing on my show here. This is like, you know what? Now you're watching. You've been on the show. You see, we have hundreds of people all over the world watching, and it is because of what we do here. We have a background, and it is a talk show. Okay, the one question is, they have only 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Did they call you to look up telepathically? Like some people hear a voice in their head saying, "Look up." That happened to me in the 1980s. I went outside and I saw a spaceship. I was coming out I was the DJ doing roots reggae music in a place in Naugatuck, Connecticut, and it had a shopping center with a major supermarket that was in a little plaza. Behind it was all woods and a condo on top of a hill, and then it's all woods. And I went outside, looked up as I heard the voice. I saw a spaceship 2 football fields in length, hovering and spinning in circles, huge, around a condo complex. So I've had a lot of experiences. That's why I can relate to things. And, I'm not, I'm a healthy skeptic. I have to, when I'm looking at videos, but I'm also a person that's had experience. So I weigh, my experiences too with everything. So, so you didn't hear like a voice saying like, look up now, or nothing like that, huh?
No, I mean, the only thing I could say was kind of, I am a stickler about being on time, but I was really kind of pushy about being extra early. So maybe just like intuition to be outside at that time. But as soon as we got in the truck and headed towards the stop sign, he seen it instantly.
Yeah, see, and someone's asking, they do have the video posted. As Edward's saying, and they have to go in a minute or two. They mentioned before other people did see it other than yourselves, correct?
Yeah, so my brother was a witness, and then just yesterday we had someone else get another point of view. So we have another witness that came out that also recorded the same thing.
Really? And
Yeah.
so you've got So the thing with this is you have multiple witnesses. It's not just the two of you saying we saw it. Other
Yeah.
people, like the Phoenix Lights, hundreds of people saw it, right? You
Yeah.
have multiple witnesses that you know at least a few people that are coming forward and saying, yeah, I did see this.
Mhm.
And who knows who else might have seen it but just hadn't said anything, right?
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, you guys, I know you got to go and all that. I want to thank you for taking the time to come up here on our show and talking about what happened. And you keep in touch. If anything happens, let us know. You always can come on here if you have any more sightings. We want to know about it, and we appreciate you very much.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you. Bye,
All
guys.
right, guys.
Thank you.
Take care. Peace. All right, we're going to
Bye.
bring him down. Ash, we're going to bring Ash down. Let me see here. And they were the ones, their video has gone kind of viral. And this is what we do here. You see, this is makes us what we are here on this show. You know, CNN doesn't talk about this. NBC's not talking about this. CBS, all the networks, no one's talking about this, right? But you know, here on this show, we're going to have the latest information. We seek out the people. We invite them on the show. And I work behind the scenes here. And I'm looking at a lot of stuff on TikTok because I see people that are recording. I said, did you record that video? Or did you just repost the video? But if they recorded the video and I really feel that the video is really good, I will bring them up. I will, invite them to come up here. I just tuned in, Commander. Are you going to repost the video? The video is on my main page right here on TikTok. The one I just showed you, I have it already posted, and people can look at the video after the show. I have posted their video, and it's already been posted here. American Proud has a question. American Proud, go right ahead with your question on encounters, and we'll see if Petra says you can just take a disposable camera with you when you go. Let's see here. Morning, Commander. Good breakfast. Good to see you. Arthur, good to see you. Don't be scared. The link. Hey, Ashley, good to see you. Yu says, did you show the pilot video yet? I have no. I've been trying to download the pilot video. I'm still working on that. I tried the WhatsApp, and I'm going to still try to download the video. I haven't been able to download it yet. Let's see. I took a picture tonight with strange lights in the sky. I didn't see them till later. Interesting. Let's see. Maybe, and again, I'm doing things randomly here. I think it's, is this Lisa? Is this Lisa? If you want to talk about that, change your setting on your TikTok to public, and the commander will bring you up here about the picture you just were talking about. You got to go out and come back in and change your setting on your TikTok here to have you come up. I am reading comments. Hey, Valerie, good to see you. Petra says, how do I introduce you to another creator? If you know the creator and they have some things they have that they want to share, just have them come on here and we'll tell, if they tell me a little bit about what they're doing, what they've recorded or anything, we'll definitely talk to them. Pamela, thank you for the cap. Joker, yes, we're going to have contact in 2026. Yes, I do. Okay, another person, 869 has a story. And then Chad Hall has a video thing. Let me see here. American Proud. I'm going to first, let me see who's user 869. User 869, are you there? Yeah, the actual contact, I think it's Shanna will be 2026. 869, are you there? If they have enough followers, oh, there you are. Leona, okay. Leona Tree, we're going to bring you up. And you will be our guest here. I hope I did that right. Let me get some more apple cider here. And Kim is saying, why are we going to have contact? So the reason why we're going to have contact, because it's time for for us to do that. Amira, good to see you. I would say, Mike, there are lenses or attachments where you can zoom in that you can put on your phone. If you go to a good place to sell lenses or cameras, that's probably your best bet to ask the professional camera people what kind of lens you should get for a cell phone. They do have things you can add on to your cell phone, so you can zoom in on, if you're seeing a UFO or something like that, you can zoom in on it better. So DBB, it's just that the Ashtar Command has stated that contact is slated for that period. What are the reasons? To be honest, I don't know, but it is according to their perception of reality. It's time for us to have contact, and we're just going with it. Filters for a lens, maybe. Yeah, I think there could be. When I get my next cell phone, I'm going to get a zoom lens for it. So if I do see and record anything, or I go live and I'm doing a C5, I can at least zoom in on it. Are you talking about Mertusa? Did they finally come when? Today? They're already here. The space people are already here. In terms of major contact, that won't be happening until 2026. Sleazy Wop, let me see here. So Sleazy Wop says they saw recording artist, influencer, saw a bunch of them the other night. So we're going to take this person on here as on our queue. If you want to come up on the show, you have to be over 18. No foul language on the show, no smoking on the show, no vaping, no drugs, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no religion, and no politics, and no trolls. And no kids on the show. But you have to go in the multi-guest option. Before you go in the multi-guest option, tell me what your sense, in one sentence, why you want to come up with your stories about, and we'll get you on here on Encounters. I'm going to try to get Leon up here. I actually invited Leona. Where is she? Yeah, Jersey for life. Good to see you. I think that might be happening. Cuddy says, can I meditate and activate Merkaba and make my own spaceship? If you have that much energy to do that, you probably could. But actually, when you go to sleep, many times when you go off planet, you go in a Merkaba state or astral travel state. 3 days ago, Sleazy, we're going to bring you up after I bring this other person up. Let's see, Leona, where are you? Okay, we're going to try to bring Leona up. Leona, I just sent you a request. You should be able to come up on microphone. Trying to use microphone only. How do I do it? Well, as soon as you come up, you'll be on audio. Press the accept button and save. Let's see here. Leona, you have enough. Or Leona, go to the multi-guest option there. On your screen, you'll see two little icons. It's like a multi-guest option. Leona, we'll bring you up on Encounters. And please share and like. Leona, I sent her a guest request. Oh, okay, Jersey for life. Oh, there. Maybe Leona's in there now, hopefully. American Proud's in there. Leona, we're going to get a couple of you. So, Leona, if you see the multi-guest option, go in there on your TikTok. And we'll bring you up here on the show. Sandra, welcome to the show. Kazoo, thank you for the fest burst and the heart me. My story is only 1 minute. That's okay if your story is 1 minute, Mike. We'll eventually we're just gonna, Zappler, don't give up. I just see you saying, I give up. Why do you give up? It could be that your comments were filtered. Zappler, please repeat what you were, if you were talking about something related to the UFO stuff, I didn't see it. Solo, I think the Greys, the Zeta have the largest presence there from Zeta Reticuli, a 2-star system. You're welcome, Cuddy. I am trying Leona in the blue and pink people next to the comment bar. So we're going to try to get Leona up here. While Leona is trying to figure that, hey, Sales X, good to see you, brother. We appreciate you, Sales X. And American, I'm going to bring this person up because they're in queue right now. American Proud will be our second guest. We are going to get everybody up here on Encounters, #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. American Proud, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well, and yourself?
Good.
Glad
I
to have
don't
you with
know
us.
I don't know how to do this, so
I can help you out. Let me see where you are. Hold on. Yeah, so to get on camera, there's a little icon that looks like a camera with a line in it. You're going to press that and then press accept. There's a little thing, you press it to save it, and it will save it, and then you'll go right on screen with your video, with your yourself.
an
You'll see a bunch of
icon
stuff.
with
Yeah, it
I
has a little
see
camera on it. So yeah, you'll see something there, a microphone, a few
I see a
things, and one is a
I don't
the
see a
microphone's
camera, but I
on.
see yeah.
There is a camera there somewhere.
I'm looking. Anyhow, I listen to your show every once in a while. There it is. Am I there?
Yeah, whatever you're doing, it should come up. Let me see. I think you got it. Not yet,
Do I
but
do I
you got to
hit
save it.
save?
Yeah, press hit save.
All right,
There
there I
you go,
am.
man. You got it. There you go, American Proud. We got you.
Okay. So when I lived in Los Angeles growing up, we lived in a canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad would stop the car right before we get to the house and go, look, there's another one. And they would come rapidly. And they would land in the canyon, way deep in the canyon. You could see them landing. We never knew where they went. I would be sleeping as a child. My mom would put me to bed. And next thing I know, next to me, there would be a little gray being. And he
Oh my
said he's
God.
not from here, but he wanted to play. And
Hmm.
it's weird because we spoke, but our mouths didn't move.
You spoke. Yeah, what you were doing was telepathy. You were talking through consciousness.
Right. So he said, come on, let's go play. And I told him I couldn't because I had to go to sleep. And he says, just come out. He goes, just come with me. And I did. I went with them. I looked back and I'm still in my bed.
Really?
Yeah. And so we'd be playing, we'd make noise. And then he said, go back to your bed. Your mom's coming. He goes, I don't have long. I need to get back to the ship. And I didn't know what that meant when I was little.
Hmm.
Yeah. But he was like really thin, gray, not dark gray, but kind of light and dark
Mm-hmm.
gray, kind of. But really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah. And this went on over time for years. And I
Really?
would tell people,
How old were you when it first happened with this
I,
space
I
being?
was I was about 6.
6 years old when it started.
Yeah. Till I was
And
about 8.
so this was a Zeta being?
I don't know what it was. I'm not
You don't know.
familiar with them, but I would tell people this even to this day, and they think I'm crazy.
You're not crazy. I find it interesting. So you at 6 years old, this space being who came from a ship was in your house?
Yeah, he would come through the window. And the funny thing was, I asked him where he lived. He said in the canyon.
In the canyon. And what state are you in?
I am in California.
So there's a canyon near where you live?
Well, there was a canyon just probably 100 yards up from our street, and it went real deep, and there was no houses on the canyon, and that canyon went real deep. And we
Mm-hmm.
used to play in that canyon when we
Really?
were little. Yeah.
So these objects, these spaceships or UFOs, were going in the canyon and landing, correct? As you were saying
They,
earlier?
they weren't really big. Well, they were probably the size of, I would say, a big jet airplane all the way around. And
Really?
yeah. And I couldn't tell when they were flying if they were completely round or if they were a triangle or
Hmm.
what, because the lights were so bright.
Right. But what's fascinating to me is we don't know what kind of space being this was. Obviously, if it was a Zeta, it would not be wanting to play with you. It'd be doing something different. So, what did this being look like that wanted to play with you when you were 6 years old? Can you tell us?
Yeah, it was gray. Um, it didn't wear any clothes.
No clothes.
No clothes. It had probably, I think, 4 fingers.
Mm-hmm.
But it wanted to play. It ended up playing with my toys with me for years.
Really?
Yeah, and it never. I'm sorry, my light went out. It never bothered me. It never was mean to me or anything. And I would tell people this, and they all thought I was crazy.
Yeah. So it seems like we've never heard about any kids like the Zeta with kids,
Well, maybe it
but
was
it's
old. Maybe he was older, and I don't know. But he was probably, I would say, tallness about a little over 3 feet.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so this could have been a young Zeta if it was a Zeta. The fact that this young Zeta wanted to play means it just wanted to connect with you. And when you're dealing with extraterrestrial intelligence, things are very different. When you're a little kid and you're 6 years old, and this space being without any clothes on, which many of the Zeta, most cases, you don't see them wearing clothes for whatever reason. Which I don't, I'm not going to judge it or anything. Other Zeta, you do see wearing spacesuits or whatever. So it's really, there's probably different types of Zeta. This particular Zeta, obviously, was actually doing its own thing and wanted to play with you as a kid. So you had no fear of it, correct, when you were interacting
I,
with it?
I had no fear. Matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, when it came up and shook me when I was in bed, I wasn't even startled.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
totally in peace. Yeah.
Wow. So it could have been a hybrid, meaning that it was like interbred with human genes from like a abduction of some sort. I'm
Yeah,
not saying that's what happened, but
but the weirdest thing was his mouth didn't move, or either did mine. And
yeah,
he spoke perfectly good English to me.
yeah, that was through telepathy. You were both communicating through telepathic waves of communications. That's exactly what was
Right.
going on. Interesting.
And I tell people about this. I tell my wife, they all think I'm nuts. So, but I told them, hey, it really happened. If you don't want to believe me, that's fine.
Well, on this program, people all over the world, this is the number one place to talk about these things. And after you've been on this show, people better believe you because you're telling your story. I mean, they don't have to believe you, but I do
Right.
believe your story to be true. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to have people come out of the closet and talk about their stories. And if you had the experience, now at least other people saying they can agree with you, and maybe some people are having quite a little listening to this. They might have had experiences when they were a kid with a space being playing with them. So you've helped a lot of people by
Well,
telling the story.
and not just that. I think later, I'd like within a year in of me seeing him every now and then. Um, I vaguely remember leaving the house late at night. My parents were asleep, and he was showing me their ship, and it's vague. It was almost like I was drugged. And then I remember being on the ship. They're doing something to me. And then the
Hmm.
next day I woke up and I don't remember anything
Do
else.
you? So when you were on the ship and they were doing something to you, do you remember seeing any other beings besides this little one that was playing with
I
you?
did. I saw taller ones.
Taller ones.
Probably 3.
3 of them. And
Yeah.
how did they react to you versus the littler one? Did they react differently towards you?
No, they were really nice. I know they were talking, but I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel like they were doing something to you? And this is for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, I know. No, I remember I was laying down, but I was in and out.
Mm-hmm. So you don't feel like they were putting an implant in you as a kid or anything?
I don't know. They could have. I have no recollection of it. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember waking up the next morning, really tired, but that was it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Someone's
Yeah.
saying, I don't know how much I know you've watched me on and off. You've seen me. Have you seen when I take out implants remotely on my show?
No.
Well, one of the things, just to let you know, I work with the Ashtar Command, and so I am a contactee. So I am a regular person like everybody else, but
Mhm.
like you, I've had my own experiences when I was a kid with space people that had light blue outfits, and they were human, and they were telepathic, and they were very beautiful. And they told me I wasn't from here when I was a little kid. Well, not a little kid, but preteen. And I never forgot anything about the ship or the experience. And I've had numerous sightings, but I work with the Ashtar Command, and I just got gifted a couple months ago with the ability to use my palm of my hands, and I can scan people here wherever they are in Russia, wherever they are, for implants. So that's why I asked when they had you on a
Oh,
table. I wanted to know, and this is again, I have to ask, if you want me to, I can scan you remotely to see if you have any implants. If you do, when I beam in energy and scan you, you'll tell me to stop, Commander, and that means I'm right at the implant and I'll take it out. Because
okay.
I have a feeling that the little Zeta did play with you and actually was sincerely playing with you, but the taller ones, if they have you on a table and they're really nice, you might have been implanted.
Maybe. I don't know.
Do I have your permission to do a scanning?
Sure.
Okay. So I want you to do is we're going to have you close your eyes. Everybody around the world, what I do here, for those that have seen me do this, I actually can remotely, no matter what part of the world you're in, I can scan you. And if you have an implant, I can take it out and destroy it.
Okay.
Okay. And have these visitations still happen now, or when did they stop? Or
No, I haven't heard or seen them since then. I've seen ships after that happened. I mean, those ships would come quite frequently in and
Mhm.
out of that canyon.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's do a scanning and we'll see. You might not have any implants, you might have implants. You might have one
Okay.
implant, you might have 2. So what I'm going to do, everybody, and if you really want to see what I do, then you're going to understand what I can do here for new people that have never seen this before. I have the ability to scan a person remotely, and with the palm of my hands, I have the power to scan them, beam in energy of light, and I will find the implant and I will destroy the implant. I take it out and I physically destroy the implant.
Okay.
All right. Mostly for implants, Cuddy. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you, American Proud, to take a couple of deep breaths in. What he's going to do is breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils a couple of times. When he is relaxed, then I'm going to start scanning him, everybody, and we're going to see if he has any implants. Okay? So now I'm going to switch my consciousness. I work in human consciousness and I work in my Christed cosmic Ashtar consciousness. I will switch my consciousness frequency and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Now I'm going to start getting the beams of energy and we're going to work on him. And again, when I feel the energy from his head, I will tell you. I'm starting to penetrate the frequencies in his room. And in a moment, you should start feeling something. And when you're relaxed, let me know what you feel. And people will tell me when you start feeling the energy.
Okay.
I'm going to amp it up now. So I have the 2 hands above his head, and now I'm going to amp up the energy around his head. What I'm doing, everybody, is scanning him for an implant, or implants, so to speak. Now I'm going to the back end of his neck and the head. In a minute, he should start feeling some energy.
Yeah.
You're feeling it now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're going to scan you, and when I come to the implant, I'm scanning your neck first. I'm going really slow on purpose so I don't miss any part of his physical body. And if there's an implant, he's going to tell me to stop, and I'm going to take the implant out. For those that are watching worldwide, what I'm doing is absolutely real. I'm feeling something here. I feel like there's something right here. I don't know where I'm down below towards the back area. Something in the back area.
Well, I have
Right
metal
here.
in my back.
You have metal in your back?
Yeah.
Okay. That might be what I'm feeling. I'm going to go down farther away from the metal. Now we're getting to the back, past the metal area. We're going towards the back area. We're also going to take a look at the arm area, the shoulders.
Okay.
And like I said, he might have implants, he might not have implants. So now I'm going towards your arms. I'm checking your arm area. I'm scanning the arms. I can feel the arms here. I'm scanning them right now. And you tell me if you feel anything in the
Yeah,
arm that I'm hitting.
I can feel that.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move away from that area for a minute. Tell me if the feeling goes away. I'm going to go down more. Tell me if it's going away, and I'm going to go back.
Yeah, it's going away.
Now I'm going to go back right to the same area where I was. Tell me when to stop.
Right there.
Okay, I'm going to neutralize it. When they say right there, that means there's an implant. We're going to neutralize the implant. I'm going to take it out. It's not going to hurt. So I'm going to separate the implant, sever it, and I'm going to pull it out. Now, when I pull it out, you will feel something, but it's not going to be painful. It's going to be, I'm going to just make it known that I'm pulling it out. So I'm going to pull it out from this side here, and I neutralize the implant in the arm. I'm going to shake it a little bit, and you're going to feel like something kind of like vibrating or a tingle sensation. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it out. When I've got the whole thing out, which I will do in a minute, it'll be like something just released out of your skin. In a minute, I'll have the implant out of the arm. You tell me when I've got it out. I'm making sure I pull the whole thing out. I'm using the heat energy from my other palm to shoot and push it out from the back end.
Yeah, that's where I feel it.
Okay, almost.
Okay.
Okay, almost out right now. I'm going to take it out. Almost. Tell me when it's out. Almost got it.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Almost out. Some of these implants are really big. Now I'm going to disintegrate it. I'm going to shoot beams of energy at it, and it's going to disintegrate right out of your arm.
Okay.
Now I'm doing a shooting of energy from my other palm into the arm. I've got the other hand holding it, and we're taking the last part of it out. Right about now. It's coming out. It's going to come out. I'm not going to let it stay in there. I'm pulling it straight out now. Yes, I destroyed the implants. It should be out right about now, American. Right here. I'm shaking it right out of your arm. Okay. Whew. Keep your eyes closed.
That was weird.
Keep your eyes closed. I just destroyed the implant. So people that say, why take out the implants, and I'll tell you why. It's against universal law for any extraterrestrial intelligence to implant a human being or any being from any planet. So I just destroyed the implant. DBB, I never can really show the implant. I just know that I take them out. I've been doing this. I've done over 50 implant removals on my show remotely all over the world, and I destroy them. So yeah, now I'm going to do something else. Keep your eyes closed. I'm going to put a shield around him. Yes, I do this remotely. What I'm going to do is put a shield around you. It's going to be like a bodysuit of energy of light, and you'll be well protected. You'll never be implanted again by any extraterrestrials. I'm all amped up now with the energy coming through my palm. You're going to feel it as I go down your head. You're going to feel an energy. I'm putting a shield on your body that'll protect him. And this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm almost completed the process. And I'm going to have you keep your eyes closed, and you're going to say these things. I do this with every person around the world that I take out implants. I want you to say these words. I am a cosmic,
I am a cosmic,
Christed
Christed
being
being
of light.
of light.
I am free.
I am free.
I will never
I will never
be implanted or abducted again.
implanted or affected again,
Abducted again.
or abducted again.
Okay. You can open your eyes now.
That was strange. I
So
felt
what,
that though.
yeah, everybody does. So you experience what many other people, 50 other people have experienced with me on the show that have had implants. I've taken the implants out and destroyed them. And now you're going to feel really different going to sleep tonight. Now, in terms of that little being that was playing with you, I have no doubt that that little being was playing with you when you were 6. But the taller beings, the more adult beings, they weren't playing. They definitely had implanted your arm with something. I took it out and destroyed it.
So why do they do that?
They do that to, some people in the comments have have actually stated why. They do that to monitor you. Some people that are abductees, when they abduct in, they try to make it look like it's a really fun thing and you're going to have a good time. And they want to track you. That's what the Zeta Reticuli do. They track the people they abduct by implanting them. And they keep coming back and back and back. But when the implants are taken out and destroyed, they can't track you anymore. So what we did is the implant that was in you, they can still track you. And now they can't track you anymore.
Awesome. Well, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do they track you? For what reason, do you know?
Yes, I do. They track you for a lot of reasons because they want to keep coming back to you. And they're also interested in your DNA composite or your composure of your DNA in the human form. The Zeta want to take the DNA and use it in terms of mixing it with their DNA to have more of a hybrid human DNA, which they don't have because they were once human. So they basically destroyed their worlds in a sense. They became non-human by looking like they are without the bodies the way they are with the 3 fingers. They were once human like we were, became too advanced, and they got so beyond their technology that they destroyed the humanity of who they were, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel tingly. We're strange.
Yeah, you do. You will. It's a good thing. Yeah, you. I have left the beams of light into your body to heal the areas of the arm that were, where the implant was. So in the next 24 hours, that arm area, all the stuff they did to it with the implant is going to heal very quickly. You're going to sleep well tonight. and you're going to feel really good.
Well, thank you.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yes.
That's what I do here. Part of what I do here,
Awesome.
besides talking about spaceship sightings.
Well, I didn't mean to take everybody's time.
No, don't worry about time. Your time was very valuable to me. Your experience was everyone loved your story. And by telling your story, I got to know that there was an implant in you and I was able to take it out. So I honor you for that, brother, and I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay, everybody, American Proud, thank you for your story, man. That was great.
And thank you.
We're going to bring you down off the ship here on Encounters. So for those that are watching the show, like I said, if you've never seen me do this before, I say exactly what I say. I do what I actually going to do. I walk the walk and I talk the talk. So I don't just talk the talk, you see. I walk the walk every day. I am what I am. I am a space being. I am a human being. I have cosmic consciousness. I have Christy consciousness. And I have been gifted the ability to destroy implants. Okay? And everything I do is documented. So all my shows where I've done implant removals are on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News. So now you're seeing somebody who does the real deal. I don't have a crystal ball that I'm looking into with a turban on my head. I don't have a bunch of, a pendulum dangling from a ceiling. I don't have cards flipped up in the air. I don't have candles all around me. I actually do what I do because I'm a space person. I'm a contactee. I came from beyond Earth. I come from Mars originally. Mars is a planet with 10 to 15 million human inhabitants on the planet. There's life on Mars, and there are people that live within the planetary system of Mars. There are waterways in Mars, oceans and seas inside Mars, as well as a polar cap on Mars, similar to what we have on Earth, and very, very advanced civilization on Mars, including a very spiritual civilization on Mars. So there you go. Terry Rivers said, I need a blessing. Jasmine needs one. Jasmine needs one out. Where's Jasmine? Where's this person, Jasmine? And if you are having encounters of the positive kind too, if you're having visitations by space people, we want to hear about it. If some people are watching and say, what did he just do? I just took out an implant remotely with the palm of my hands and destroyed it. And my guests will tell you, the ones I've had up here, that I have taken out the implants. I do have a story to tell you. Kate Jett, we're going to bring you up here. I know we tried to bring you up here. Kate Jett. I think it's going to work.
Hello.
Hey, Kate Jett, how are you?
Good. It's just Kat.
Oh, Kat. I'll just put Kat. So can you go on screen? Are you able to go on camera like my last guest?
No, because I've been recovering from surgery.
Oh, no problem. No problem. You're fine. You're fine just the way you are. And so give us a background of your story too and what happened.
So there's very few dreams I remember, but when I was a child, I had a dream that was extremely vivid, and I was at my grandparents' house in the dream, and I walked like the backyards between the house next to theirs and the house next to that one were all connected.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a rural area in Idaho. So, small town, a lot of trees around. And I got to the second house and there was a red ball that was on the ground. And this red ball started moving and was going to the third house. And I was following it. I would say I was probably 10, 15 feet behind it. And it opened up and something that looked like a cat-ish got out of it and stood there for a second and it walked away.
Oh, wow.
Now, me as a person, I'm very spiritual. I grew up in a family that was religious, and I stepped away from religion, and it took me quite a while to accept that I was spiritual and that I had had gifts that once I realized what they were, it felt like I had stepped back into my own body. That's the best way that I can describe it.
Yeah, I completely get it. Yeah.
And I walked away from religion when I was about 13 or 14, and it took me until I was almost 22, 23 to start accepting my own spirituality.
Mm.
And my spirituality is actually also fairly scientific, which is, I feel like most of my soul tribe, as I call them, are the ones that understand that. Other people don't.
Right.
But I explain that to say that when I watched whatever this was climb out of that ball, it had an aura around it. That's why it didn't look like. I only say it looked like a cat because it had kind of that shape, but it was not a cat. And I had to have been so young. I mean, younger than 10 years old when I had that dream. And if I were to bring up that story about that dream to my mom and dad, to my aunts and uncles, they all remember me waking up and telling them about that dream.
Wow.
So
Now
I don't.
the cat face, and I concur with this. How tall was the being with the cat face?
The face?
Yeah, you said that it looked like a cat. It sounded like a cat.
Yeah.
Am I incorrect?
I would say if I were to compare it in size, it probably would have been like the size of a mountain lion, but it wasn't shaped like a mountain lion. It was very, very skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could have got up on, I feel like it could have stood up on its hind legs. I feel like it was walking away on four legs to kind of be deceptive.
Right.
And
Interesting.
it had a very dark, shadowy type of aura around it.
Really interesting.
And I felt like I was so awake when I woke up because I was just sleeping on my grandmother's couch. And I remember going into the backyard and looking because I was like, this just happened.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've asked my parents, was I on cold medicine? Was there anything weird that happened during that time? They were like, no, that was actually very haunting when you told us about that.
Right.
So I have no idea what that was.
So there's some comments saying, if you ever heard the term Lyrans are space people, but they would be physically with two legs and human, but the head would be male or female, would look kind of like a cat, but very much more, the female and the male would look like a face of a cat, kind of, but human. And they wouldn't have like hair all over the front of their face like a cat. They would be physically human, but more cat, which the Lyrians would look like.
Yeah, there was no hair. There was no hair. It looked like a black skinless cat.
A black skinless cat.
Or hairless.
So that's different.
Sorry.
I'm not sure that's a Lyrian, but it's definitely different.
Not skinless, hairless.
Hairless, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was very strange. I just don't get the red ball and having me follow it and then it just opening up like that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Your story is fascinating. Usually I can figure things out. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'll probably meditate on this later when I'm off the air, but I think it's very different and very interesting.
I don't think I have told this story in years. So that it honestly takes a lot of courage for me to tell that story.
Wow.
There's probably only a handful of people that know that.
You came on the right program to talk about it, because this is where it's happening. Everything's going on. People are coming out of the closet. I'm really happy that you had the courage to tell it, because people are really open to this now. That's why I'm doing the show here for 2 years. People really do care, and they want to know what's going on with other people. And no one would have ever heard this thing on CNN News or ABC Good Morning America. They're hearing it here, and I think that's the crucial part of it.
Yeah, I work in media, actually.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I work in radio. I have for 15 years, and
Really? Without getting too specific, are you working on commercial or non-commercial radio?
both.
Both. Okay. I've been in both. I used to be in Connecticut on a rock station for 2 years until they kicked us off because the corporate owners at the time didn't like the fact that we were talking about UFOs.
Oh, that's all coming back.
Yeah, it was one of those weird things. But we've been on the non-commercial NPR station for now 21 years, and I took the concept of my radio program to here, and I'm glad I did. And it's like one of the most popular UFO talk shows on the internet.
Yeah, I could tell you had some kind of broadcasting background.
Well, thank you. And I can tell by listening to your voice you do too.
Oh,
Well,
thanks.
I want to thank you. Any last comments or anything else you want to
The
let us
only
know about?
question I had for you is that one of my mentors had told me her story about gray aliens, which you had said are called Zeta, and that terminology is new to me. So I've heard tons of stories about them, and when I started exploring my spirituality, I had discovered quite a few different off-world species that there are, and that always seemed to be the most the one that was more exploratory with us and weren't really concerned about our emotions. And she had told me that, and she's actually wrote a book about what happened to her. So it's, and her name is Danielle Agnew. So for anybody that wants to read it, you can go read it. But one thing she did tell me was that I think she said back in the 90s that they were told by other species or groups of off-worlders that they are not allowed to be here for the time being because they were tampering with too many people. Can you confirm if that's true?
In terms of the which beings, the Zeta, yeah. So the Zeta, for everyone watching the show over 70 years, and I've studied this extensively, the Zeta had been given the ability, which they had by General Eisenhower, who met with both the Zeta and with the Ashtar Command, which are the human people that are very spiritual, loving people. That General Eisenhower at the time knew that the Ashtar Command people, when he met with them in the desert, were the right people to help our planet. But he was under a lot of pressure, and he went with the Zeta because there were people on the other end of it in the government advising him that they go with the Zeta, let them abduct human beings for over 70 years, and they will give us reverse engineered technology from their technology. And so that's what happened. That's how the whole abduction thing started when our government allowed the Zeta to do what they did, which is abduct children, men and women, which they did for over 70 years. So there is a truth to what has been stated there. And again, it's against universal law, but the Zeta didn't care because General Eisenhower, again, this is for entertainment purposes only, agreed to let the Zeta do what they did and rejected the offer from the Ashtar Command to help us clean our waters, help our planet, get into a better situation. And we made a big mistake back then. And, we're now paying for it, 70 years of paying for it. So when I hear abduction stories, people, they had abductions when they were a kid or 10 years ago or whatever, that's because our government allowed the Zeta to abduct human beings.
So how long has it been since they have not been allowed to come back?
Well, the Zeta are still here. They are being rounded up. I can tell you that the Zeta are being taken off planet. Not only are the Zeta being taken off planet, everybody, but we are taking off the reptilians off planet too. The reptilians have done some nasty stuff. A matter of fact, just the other night, my friend April, who's in Vermont, who's a contactee. They tried to come onto her property. These reptilians, they tried to get to April, who's friends with Fairies 1111, who's a friend of mine, and we're part of a group of 5 that will be part of a contact group going off planet into an Ashtar spaceship before the end of 2025. They've been trying to stop what we're doing and to stop the contact from happening, but the Ashtar command ship was over her location, and they sent people on the ground in the woods. They got the reptilians, and they usually take them to an interrogation location. The reptilians were sent through a portal where they can't come back to Earth, and that was done in the last 24 hours. I haven't told this story at all tonight, but April has shared the story on her live earlier today, and I'm mentioning it to you because the reptilians are trying to do some last-minute things to stop positive contact, and so are the Zeta. The reptilians more than the Zeta, but the reptilians are being sent off planet. And that's a whole nother topic to get into. But they were caught, all the negative ETs that were at the outer perimeters of her property up in Vermont last night after 5 a.m. in the morning. The Ashtar Command got them and sent them off planet, sent them through a portal, and they'll never be back on the Earth again.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a true story, folks. What I'm telling you here is a true story. Now, you don't have to know who my friend April is. She is a commander. She found out that she is not only a commander, she also operates one of the Ashtar ships off planet. So as a physical human being, she now knows how to operate a spaceship physically off planet. And when she's on our show, she can talk about that as a guest. And she is a very beautiful being of light. So I just wanted to share some little bit of news here regarding that. And like I said, the Zeta have interfered with humans because the government allowed them to, and the reptilians the same thing. So, and not to say that all the reptilians are bad, but these reptilians were fighting and fighting and fighting. They didn't want to give up what they were doing and what they were trying to do, and they had to just be taken out. And when I say taken out, they were alive. They were just taken and thrown through a portal that will keep them from ever coming back to Earth. So to answer your question, they're not allowed to do this, and they're being stopped.
Wow. Yeah, that's very interesting. I would love to get Danielle in contact.
You should check out Friends with Fairies when she's on. She's name is Friends with Fairies. She's 1111 Friends with Fairies. Her name is April. We work in a group of 5, and she's April on her live. So if April's live, when I get off of here at 1 or whatever, you can go to Friends with Fairies and you can listen to her stories, get to learn a little bit about her experiences, and you'll learn a lot about the positive space people and all that good jazz. And then Saturday night, we do a thing called Ashtar Command Night on my show here. We're going to talk about contact, all the things regarding positive extraterrestrial activity, space people, and what's going to be happening in the next year.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous to do that because I've always had a feeling for many, many, many years that I'm going to be contacted, and I am not ready to manifest that into reality yet.
And that's okay. But if you listen to April, you at least can listen to stories. You don't have to do anything other than sit and enjoy some of the stories. She has a music night sometimes where they have a dance night with the space people, and they come through a rift into her room, and you can see them. And these are human beings. These are men and women, and they love to dance. They love 70s music. It's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that sounds cool to watch and very interesting.
Yeah, you can watch and get to know her. You don't have to do anything other than that. So you'd find like a lot of my viewers here, they know her, and you're going to love her. Once you start hearing what she talks about, you're going to enjoy her, and you can sit back and listen, and it's just a treat to just take a break from the world, and it's just a good thing.
Well, I appreciate you letting me share that story.
Okay, and I want to so it's Kate, right?
Cat.
A cat. Okay, I don't want to say Kate anymore. So it's Cat. There you go. Talking about cats. I have a cat, so I'm going to call you Cat. So Cat, thank you so much for coming up here. I appreciate you. Our audience really loves your story, And I want to thank you for having the courage to come up here. I hope you feel better, heal up quickly, and all that jazz.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, you've been a blessing. Thank you. All right.
Blessings to you.
And let's bring her down. And I have some people in queue here. Jasmine's going to be next. There were 2 people in queue. Jasmine is our next guest. Okay. And good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, #1 spiritual talk show. Jasmine, good evening. How are you?
Hi, good evening. I'm good. I was on your show a few months ago. I don't
Yeah, you
know
were.
if you remember.
I do. Do you want to bring your camera on?
Okay.
Can you do that? Yeah, absolutely. Or
I get like social anxiety, like pretty bad.
well, we'll do some energy work on your anxiety in 2 seconds.
I have medicine for that. But no, you guys are great. I just, I was fresh to your show, to be honest, a few months back, and I'm into UFOs, and I've been abducted and all that. So like it was nothing I wasn't that I was new to, right? So when but I was just new to you, and then just watching the show, and then I'm like, when I was up there live before with you, I was like, I realized now I had made a mistake, but I just wanted to kind of learn more about the process of extracting the implants. You know what I mean?
So you had that experience of being taken, correct? As I
Yeah, laying on the table, me and my father, but my father's passed away now, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and I understand that. So if I do get your permission to help you out,
yes,
I do need to see the physical person, because I can work. It's hard. It's not hard to work through a screen. I have no problem with that. But I guarantee you'll be so relaxed when I start doing this. The first thing I do is I get you to have no anxiety. You'll be totally relaxed, and then I'll scan you, and you'll tell me where the implant is. I'll probably hit it, and we'll take the implant out, and you're going to feel a lot better.
Is there any way? I mean, I don't mind being on camera. And I'm not trying to be difficult. I just would. There's like 600 people in here. That's kind of scary for me.
Don't be scared.
Is it
Don't be
okay if
scared.
I'm not on camera? Can we do it without being on camera? But if it's too much, then I'm not trying to be difficult.
I need to physically see the face for some reason. I don't know what it is, but whatever gift I was given, I have to physically, not that I want you to have to force you to come on camera, but my energy levels when I work with people, I have to see them. And you're among friends here. People are not gonna laugh at you or anything.
No, you're great. I was just hoping I could do it without the camera. Just because it's late and my hair's all in a bun.
Oh, don't worry about the bun.
Want to be.
No, you don't.
I don't really want to be on camera because
you're not on Good Morning America, so it's definitely okay. I just. Work it out, or maybe have you on another night when you feel more comfortable with it. Because for me, it's just because I need to see the person. Yeah, that's the only reason. If I see the energy of the person and their face, and I tell you to close your eyes, I see everything I'm doing. It's like being in a operating room. You can't operate with the person in the operating room unless you can physically be there and see them, right? That analogy. So I'm getting different comments here. People say, don't be afraid, Jasmine. People say, she shouldn't come on the camera. But people have to understand my position. To do what I do, I need to see the person. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, there's a process. There's a process no matter what you do. And if that's the way it works.
There's a process.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wouldn't care, but there is a process that I have found that I have to do. It seems to be when I do that process in a loving way, and that's what I'm doing in a loving way, it does help me, be able to find the implant and take it out. But again, it's up to you.
Yeah, I was just hoping I could just like kind of lay here and relax and close my eyes, kind of like meditate and focus on your words and energy and just hope for the best. I was hoping.
I mean, I can definitely try to do it, and I go.
Are there complications that could happen?
They're not complications. I have done some without the camera. I feel I feel much more comfortable when I have the person. It's like me sitting in the living room with you talking about something, and I can see the person I'm talking to. It's not necessary, but it feels like over the last 50 plus implants I've taken out, and some I have done without the person on the camera, it just seems like it makes more sense for me in what I've been feeling to do it that way. I mean, I do feel you do have implants or an implant in you, and I want to
Yeah.
make sure I'm able. I want to make sure for your sake I'm able to take it out. That's my own
And
my only
they
concern.
can put more than one in you, huh? I mean,
Oh yeah,
that depends.
I had people on here that have taken out 2 or 3 implants, and that was a lot of work. But I did take all the implants out of their body.
Right, right. I'm not trying to be
I
difficult.
know you're not.
Is there a way we could try, and then if not, maybe I'd love to schedule something with you later if we can't. But I'm willing to try to just like I'm just laying down right now and like
Oh,
totally
forget it. If you're laying down,
mellow,
forget
like
it.
total.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
So I mean, I can try doing it now, and we'll see what
No, no, I
happens.
meant laying down, like kind of just I'm laying down, like I'm comfortable, I'm relaxed, you
Oh,
know what I mean. Like
yeah.
that, not laying down like sleeping. I just like I didn't. The other guy was kind of like sitting up, so I don't know if there's a process. But I'm
No,
saying that I'm
the,
just like
you.
relaxed and just laying
Oh,
down.
you can whether you're sitting up or laying down. Either way, it's how you feel. I want you to feel comfortable. It's that's definitely you know yeah.
Would you be willing to try? Or, and if
I
not, then
I can
maybe, or I don't
I
know.
can I can definitely try. I keep getting from the command. The Astro Command is communicating with me right now on the ship. They're telling
Okay.
me that they need to have you on the screen. I'm saying do whatever you want, but they're telling me right now, Commander, to help her, you need to have the ability to see the person. And I'm closing my eyes and I'm getting this information directly from them. I'm not trying to create the information.
No, no,
I'm just
you're
get,
fine.
you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. I'd love to schedule maybe something. I just tonight. I'm just kind of
Oh,
here. I don't
we'll
know.
have you on another night.
Okay.
And any night you decide to come on when you're ready, we'll have you on.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So Jasmine, we'll let
All right.
Jasmine go. We'll have her back on again. And I know tonight's not the right night for us, so we're going to let her go. So there you
All
go.
right. All right. Bless you. Thank you.
All right, Jasmine, take care.
You
We
too.
just do this here, and we'll work it out. We'll figure it out. Let me see here. Who are you? A recent guest? Okay, who are you? We're going to bring Who Are You back. They were a guest on our show. I remember Who Are You. And if you want to be on the show tonight, we're on till, I can't believe it's almost 1 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast. Who are you? Welcome back.
Hey, what's up, brother? You know me by this name?
I do know that you've watched our show before, and my thing says that you're a recent guest on my show, so I know that too.
Okay, I changed my name. I'm also known as Jackal.
Hey,
Um,
Jackal, how's it going?
you do know me. Um,
Yes. So tell our
okay,
audience a little bit, all our new people. We always have more people here now. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you'd like to share with everybody.
okay. I was U.S. Air Force Security Police.
Right.
Top secret clearance. Oh Lord. Having kind of a rough night. But anyway, I was also state prison guard, state patrolman. Um, I have some intel that I have shared with you before. Not sure if
Yes.
everybody's familiar with what I've told. Um, you have spoken about some things to where we're within a year of truth being told, whether our governments want it to be told or not. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
They can't stop it. It's going to happen. And over the last 10, 15 years, the um, discretionary disclosure of our family, they're not so discretionary anymore. They're just letting themselves be seen.
Oh yeah. We know that right now. It's happening all over the place.
Oh yeah, I mean the disclosure, the visual disclosure, is getting more and more and more visual. It's time is running out. It's time for the government to just admit the truth. The question is, how willing are they to admit it? Or do we have to show it ourselves? I honestly believe it's going to come down to we're just going to have to say, screw you. We're here. Here we are.
Well, just like
This
my
is
guest
who we
earlier,
are.
I have my guest Ash, and who's on TikTok, who I a few days ago heard her recording of the spaceship out in Arizona,
Excuse
and
me.
all these other sightings that are happening. And I've been in touch with these people that are having sightings. I've been messaging them to come on the show because I'm seeing that this is happening in England, in the UK, with the Air Force Base, RAF base in England, and other parts of the world. The U.S. Air Force bases have been having these unmanned objects over the bases that are probably being sent by big ships that are physical spaceships that are cloaked all the way up in the atmosphere somewhere. So, they're saying the heck with this. We don't like
They're
what you're
sending their
talking.
drones and scouts down.
That's what they're doing right now. Yeah.
And
That's also
the scout ships have the ability to neutralize any I'm trying not to get you in trouble. I'm
This is
not
for
sure how to
entertainment
put this.
purposes only. I'll put it for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, for entertainment purposes only. I do believe their scout ships have the ability to neutralize our most powerful weaponry.
Yeah, they do. You're right on the money about that. That's absolutely correct for the
And
purposes that we're
that's like
talking
I
about.
said, I had to think about the best way to put it so we don't get in trouble. And
Yeah.
we're just having fun here at TikTok. Don't get upset at us. And it goes even deeper than that, and people don't realize. We've been, for entertainment purposes only, we've been being visited for thousands of years.
Yeah. And
And
we're only talking right about our current knowledge of history, but we have a planet that's billions of years old, and just imagine a planet that's billions of years old. How many civilizations have been either visited, or we were once at one point in our time, in the billions of years of our existence, we did have advanced civilizations living here.
yes, I mean we have discovered archaeologically. Okay, the pyramids. We still can't build a pyramid. So who
Yeah.
built them? You know what I
Right.
mean. You know where I'm going with that. We did not build them. I don't believe there's any civilization existing on Earth capable of recreating one.
Right.
Um,
Not even in
so
the way
who?
that the space people were able to create it, with the ability to use what's the word I'm thinking of, levitation abilities to levitate stones, and all the things they're able to do. We could not even reproduce that.
We can't do it today.
Yeah.
So think about 6,000, 10,000 years ago. How was a 200 metric ton brick moved into
Right.
position? I mean, we know about levitation. You know about Planet X, the Anunnaki, who I do believe was one of the main factors in our development as to what we have on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until 40s, where
Yeah.
Stetson deciphered the tablets, that they discovered, okay, technology on the moon, technology on Mars. That's the only two celestial bodies our governments have any desire to reach.
Yeah.
We have found
So
stuff. How did our technology jump in the
yeah.
40s
So let
as
me ask
it
you a
did?
question, because you have a lot of intel and information. Now we know in New Jersey, and I've seen it on here on TikTok, there, and even local TV channel. Matter of fact, I can't believe ABC News nationally talked about. Now this is what this is. This is like, I gotta say this. ABC News, their nighttime newscast. I forgot the guy's name. He's well known, young guy. Someone had a video clip of him talking about the drones supposedly in this part of New Jersey. The people in New Jersey and they interviewed people that were seeing these drones. Now we know that drones are not that big. Those drones were as big as a car, or maybe for whatever reason. People recording these drones all over this part of New Jersey. David Muro, that he's the one. Yeah, he had a report about this. I don't know if it was tonight or last night, but let's look at this for a minute. You have intel. Have you, in your intel, do you know any people that have come or stated what these objects are that are in New Jersey? And this is for entertainment purposes only.
I've been out for 30 years, but when I was in, okay, I was stationed at Bentwaters, England, and Rendlesham Forest. I think that's the right name for it. Rendlesham, yeah, close enough.
Rendlesham,
That's
I think you're
Bentwaters.
close. Yeah.
I'm close enough. Okay, there were things that were going on there, and we were sent out to investigate, but we were not allowed to be armed when we went. Okay, we had to be completely disarmed. All we was allowed to carry was a flashlight, because of the fact that prior to that, when I'm trying not to get you in trouble,
Right, for entertainment purposes only.
When we went out in full gear, I think is the safest way to say it, guys disappeared.
Right, and let me put it this way:
they just flat out disappeared.
Right, which means most likely, if I can interject and complete that sentence for entertainment purposes only, because of my knowledge and background, that they were most likely taken on board a spaceship for entertainment purposes only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But they just disappeared, and we never saw them again.
Yeah.
So, I knew then something was going on, and I knew shortly after that I'm not exactly what I am portrayed to be. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I don't believe I am fully of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know another way to say that.
Do you hear? By the way, there's like a sound behind you. Some people are now. This sound you're hearing. How many people are hearing like this sound behind you? How many people are hearing this sound
behind me?
Yeah, you can't hear it, but I can hear it. I've got my earpods on here. So I have a feeling. Okay, I'm going to explain something. I think the space people listening to your comments, and it sounds like. Now, I'm not saying it's the sound of a spaceship, but I've had some people on here who have contact with the space people, and you can hear the sound on their live when they come on with me. So everyone's saying they hear it, and but it's okay. I just wanted to get validation of that.
Can I ask kind of what you're hearing? Can you describe it?
Now it disappeared. As soon as I stated that it was there, it's now gone. Wait a minute. No, it's still there. It's very low.
Okay.
It's still there.
I'm not sure what you're hearing, but I know.
Go ahead.
I do know that I don't travel alone. I don't know exactly who's with me. I don't know if that makes sense or not.
Yeah, I think you're having contact. I think the space people are monitoring you. Not the bad ones, the good ones.
Somebody's watching me.
Yeah, no, the space people are watching you. I'm getting confirmation that they're monitoring you.
Excuse me for 1 second. My neighbor brought in a bunch of about 150 rolls of hay, and it's tormenting my sinuses.
Oh my gosh!
So,
yeah, hey, I'll do that. Well, coming up at 1 o'clock, we're gonna have to have you on again, brother. You're always a great guest when we've had you on, and
there is something coming. How can I put this and not get you in trouble?
Well, I'll just say for entertainment purposes only, and I've stated before, what's coming is, without having any problems, is that we are going to have direct contact in 2026. I've stated that, and
we're talking full disclosure is going to happen Either the government admits it, or we're going to have to just tell them the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried at all. I've been in broadcasting for a lot of years. I've dealt with TikTok privately and told them I'm a broadcaster, and everything I do here is, I've had really very minor problems here on TikTok, and I'm very well protected in what I do. I'm also, like I said, as you were saying, and I stated before, we are getting ready for contact. All these things that are happening, it's funny when in New Jersey, it became national news that there are drones over the skies of New Jersey, in this one part of New Jersey.
Actually, there's been drones over Texas and Arizona as well.
Really? So let's, they call them drones. So are we dealing with the government, or are we dealing with are we dealing with extraterrestrial technology that's coming down to monitor different areas of what we're doing? So that's a question
I think they're monitoring and then paying attention to our advancement in technology, and they're monitoring the aggression that has been occurring across the planet.
A lot of it. Yeah. Yep.
And they're not happy. They're not happy.
Yeah.
They're going to put a stop to it, I think. I hope.
Yeah. Oh, you're absolutely correct about that. They are actually going to put a stop to it.
And we need this intervention before we end up in a state of, okay, you know about the Sumerian tablets.
Yes.
And you know what happened when there was 7, 8 colonies on the planet, and there was all kinds of conflict going on, and one of them finally said, I've had enough. And in the tablets, it's described as one said, it's over. Mm-hmm. And he used his airship and he deployed weapons of terror, as it was described in the tablets, for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. But it was described as weapons of terror by the tablets and Albert Stitchen's deciphering. However, there has proof been dug up from drilling miles down into the ice and so forth in the Arctic, Antarctic, and so forth, other areas, and found radioactive waste that can only be described as coming from a nuclear weapon.
Right. That's right.
And in the tablets, it said that all these areas were bombarded. I think I can get away with saying. And it created a toxic cloud that covered the planet, but only one area was immune. And you know where that area was? It's from the description I've deciphered from the tablets, from all that I've read, would only be described as in the Middle East, the area we call Jerusalem.
Right.
Everywhere that it was described as the existence is where the Great Pyramids are built. And it's 7, 8 places on the planet?
Right.
Which also has the highest gold deposits.
And also, to tell people the truth here, and I'm getting this information, I've had it for a long time, it was telepathically transmitted to me. The reason why that there is the Great Sahara Desert and the deserts over there in the Middle East, a long time ago, something happened that wasn't supposed to happen. There was originally no desert in the Middle East. It didn't exist.
Correct. That was actually a waterway.
It was a waterway, but before that, there was something devastating that occurred in the area where the desert is. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to state this. And what I'm going to tell you is coming from my space contact with my space family. I've known this before for years, but I'm going to tell it to you. Why is there a desert, do you think, in the Sahara in the Middle East? Why do you think there's a lot of desert there around the pyramids? Anyone take a guess of what happened? I'm going to let you all take a guess who are watching the show. What do you think happened? Why do you think
I'll
it's
wait and see
desert?
if somebody answers it.
Let's see if anyone gets the answer. Yes, Anna, correct. Anna's correct. Nope.
Not
Yes,
7,000 years.
there was a intergalactic conflict at one point. I don't know the exact year or the time. It was a long, long time ago, but it occurred. They had a
Okay,
conflict.
I want to ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
To see if you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to be vague at first. You seen the movie Stargate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You do know that in around 1928, we found a device in the Gaza Strip that it's a perfect match for what the movie said. And it took many years to figure out how to make this thing work. And it wasn't until Stitchin started to decipher the tablets. And the guy, Daniel Jackson, in the movie is the representation of Stitchin. Stitchin figured this out. Even Einstein, prior to it happening, said wormhole technology is real. He also said time travel is possible. He didn't say it was real. He said it was possible if we could figure out the mathematics. Now, what we found in the Gaza Strip, because of what I saw in the military, trust me, it's real.
Yeah.
To be able to jump
Absolutely.
from one galaxy to another instantaneously.
Yeah.
And when I say instantaneously, I'm talking 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds travel
like a
time.
almost like a nanosecond.
I mean, it's real. And people are like, oh, you're crazy. Well, yeah, I might be.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm delusional. I don't think I'm hallucinating.
No, I think
I've seen some things.
Yeah, you've seen a few things, and I would concur. And again, some people, when I ask the question, "What do you think? Why do you think these deserts exist? The Sahara Desert, the deserts in the Middle East, they weren't always deserts. There was a time where they were
I'm
less
trying to keep up with chat, and man, they're racing here.
No, they're racing. So the desert that's there now is from a galactic conflict that occurred between, at the time, two different uh, extraterrestrial groups. One was positive, the other one was negative, and this war started with these two specific groups, and that's why what happened.
Okay, I have another question for you. Have you ever seen the series Babylon 5?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. What do you think about the Vorlon as they are described and the oh Lord, Minbari?
I'd have to really go back and focus on that series a little bit, but I do remember it vaguely. I used to watch it once in a while with a few other shows.
Okay, the Vorlons in the show, and I do believe they exist for multiple reasons. They have advanced far enough; they are pretty much pure energy.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer have physical form. They don't need it. They are the ones that handed off, according to the show, and I'm going to leave this for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. They handed off not psychotic, what is it? Mental telepathy, we'll say. Okay.
Yeah, like the telepathy, if you want to call it that. Yeah.
Spread it out through other races. I do believe we are on the verge of an intergalactic conflict that is going to go far beyond what anybody ever thinks could happen.
But you know what? I also would say that that's on another timeline because there's a truth to that, but it won't be on this timeline for entertainment purposes only. This timeline that you're living in with us right here, not going to happen. What we're going to see happen is something way different on this earth. On this earth, we're going to have direct contact and it's going to be peaceful. What's happening right now is already conflict with the wars in the Middle East and all these other things happening. Those things are conventional things that we've created here, but those things are not going to be allowed to continue to exist. And the reason why the drones, or what you call drones, or what we, not you, but what the government is trying to call drones, are probably coming from big spaceships monitoring Air Force
Now, wait a
bases
minute.
in England.
Wait a minute. I have another question, and this might change your theology slightly. Look at how far Elon Musk has advanced with SpaceX. The ability to use boosters that can push a very heavy object, one more time, a very heavy object into space, and then the booster returns home to a platform. NASA worked on this for, 40 years? Couldn't even come close to it. In the last 5 years, Elon Musk has perfected it. Think
But the
about
thing
this.
is, but the thing with him is, I don't trust him. I read energy, and that's the beautiful thing that I
I
have.
never said it. I never once said
I
I
know you don't
trusted
trust him.
him.
No, but he does. He has done some stuff. But I would say
Where,
that in terms of, and I know you don't trust him either, but I just think that we need to focus on not so much what he's been doing, but focus on the bigger picture, which you already know, and we've talked
where
about
did he
here.
get that technology?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, I know where he got it. It didn't come from us. Somebody's helping him. And when I say somebody, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. So I'll be very direct for entertainment purposes. So you think he's being helped by certain groups of ETs?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. It might be very plausible that he is. Um, yeah.
There's no way he did this on his own. I don't believe there's any intelligent factor on Earth capable of having developed this on our plane of existence or our knowledge, okay? Somebody's helping him. I can't say who. I've been out of the military too long. I'm no longer privy to certain information.
Mhm.
But I'm
You-
not a fool. He's not
But
doing
do,
this on his own.
right. But do you think it's really that? I mean, I find it very unimportant. It's interesting to discuss it, but I don't think in your heart even you believe that it's that important. We just know it for informational purposes. He is definitely doing things that no one's really done as a person, technically, for whatever reason. But I don't think it's so important that I think whatever he's doing, to me, I've been guided by the command that it's really not important, CmdrAleon. What he's doing is he is doing things that are different, granted, but I don't
I,
think it's really that important.
Now, you know who I work for. And we've already told you this
Right.
in the past. I told you what my job is. He's being helped. My question is, and I don't get definitive answers, even with my security clearance, I'm not told everything. Something's coming. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah.
I just know I need to keep my ass prepared.
And also, just while you're talking, not to interrupt you, none, I didn't see your question, number one, because it might be being filtered. This person's saying, if you knew how it came to be, I don't know what that is, you might answer questions. I'm not sure what
New
that is
York,
referring. So, if you want
New
to give
York, I
me,
do believe you.
If you want
I'm
to
sorry.
give us a more clearer indication of what it is, I'd definitely be happy to answer your question.
New York, if you got something to say, just come out and say it, man. I'm not arguing with you. I don't believe he's the brains of the business. Somebody's working with him and giving him intel. and he's utilizing it. Something's coming. Now, I do believe we're headed for a situation that may or may not be good.
But that may or may not be good is going to be, again, prefaced on another timeline. Because, again, I work with the space people, and that is, I get telepathic communications all the time. So on this
And I
planet,
work for them. I'm kind of a pawn in their game.
right, but the people I am working with are my father, which is a space being who gives me the information. There's not going to be any conflict on this planet. There's going to be peace. And what you're getting, I do get, is another timeline. So, like, I have multiple Earth realities, multiple Mars realities, multiple Jupiter realities. Everything has a multiple reality. So when you turn a channel on a TV set on cable, so you could be watching sport on a sports program on one channel, and you could be watching a program about dolphins on another channel. It depends what channel you go to. So what I'm saying is, and I will say this very firmly, that we're not going into a Down syndrome where we're going to have like a conflict on Earth. It's not happening. It will not be happening. There's going to be contact. That's why you're having all these sightings. It's not because we're going to have conflict. It's because we're going to have peace. That's what we're going to be going into.
Commander, I'm not arguing with you on any of this.
I know. I know, but I'm just saying, when you say that, I'm not arguing with you. Your information is coming into another timeline of Earth that doesn't exist here.
I'm not sure about that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a timeline that we're going to be facing sooner than many think.
But it's a different timeline. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I honestly think... No, wait a minute. May I finish? I honestly do think, because of what I've been told and the way I've been told to prepare, something's coming. And it's going to be a dark day.
I don't believe that to be true. I'm sorry. As a friend, I have to tell you, the information on that part is inaccurate for this timeline.
Well, from what I've been told, from what I've been prepared for, I'm going to have to argue with you on that one.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I'll disagree with that.
I'm hoping I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
We just have to agree to disagree on that one, but
on that we'll have to. Yeah, again, when I get my information from space people, who am I going to believe? The space people, or not believe the space people that I communicate with?
Well, I communicate with them also. So yeah, but I don't know.
But I don't know what space people you're communicating with. But the space people I'm communicating with are getting rid of all the negative ETs on the planet and taking them off planet right now. I can tell you.
We're going to have to work with each other, and maybe we'll find out whether we're talking with the same ones or not.
I think we're not talking to the same people.
I can't say we are. I can't say we're not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I have intel. I've not lied to you.
No, and I enjoyed this discussion, but I keep getting messages right now to tell you that there's not going to be conflict and that we are going towards contact in 2026, and I've been pretty consistent in 2 years of broadcasting on here, and I have to go with what I understand to be true. I'm not saying you shared a lot of truths, believe me, you have, but as a friend, I'm saying that what you're saying could be true, but I keep getting it's on another timeline. It's like going on an elevator to the first floor, but what's on the first floor is not on the second floor.
I would like to say that you're correct, but I just don't know. With what I've been told and what I'm being trained for, I'm a little concerned.
I'm not concerned at all. What I'm more concerned about is that we've had conflict for many, many years in human history, and now we're going to have positive contact. So I wouldn't be too worried about this timeline. I'm telling you right now, I'm saying it in a vibrational frequency of love and light, that there's not going to be any kind of thing that happened like with the deserts in the Middle East, the Sahara. We're not going to have that conflict. We're just not going to, it's not going to be allowed. It's going to be completely not allowed to happen.
I'm hoping it won't, but look at me like Worf. You know, I'm the guy that's prepared to stand to the end. I'm praying it doesn't come to that. But I would rather prepare for the worst and the best happens.
So here's what I would say. You prepare for the worst. I won't prepare for anything except to get myself ready for contact. That's what I've been doing for for a lot of times, but now I'm really been doing it. I'm really focused on it. I have to be prepared for it because I'm going to be going off planet before 2026. That's how I know about this. And I'm not just going off planet. I'll be coming back, but I'll be going off planet with 4 other people physically.
I don't believe I'll be leaving prior to the end of game. Either it's good or it's bad. My job is to be ready. That's just who I am.
No, that's fine. And I respect that. That's why we're having this discussion. But it's now 1:23 in the morning and it's really getting late. So you were my last guest for the night. I hope I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let myself go. And everyone has to just do what they think is right for themselves. But I will just say this, and again, you could agree to disagree out there. But again, like I said, there's going to be peaceful contact coming in 2026, whether you want to believe that or not, that's up to the individual, but that is going to be occurring. All right. All right, my friend, I'm going to let you go. It's now getting late on the East Coast, and I want to thank you for being up here.
Hey, brother, you take care, man. I'll do some more contact and see what I can find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we enjoyed having you on here. I'm going to get ready. I'm almost out of apple cider. That means it's time for me to go. And we'll catch you later. I can hear. Let me see. Oh yeah, the
I'm
ships.
not
I can hear
alone. They're watching me. You know they are.
I can hear the ships again. Listen. Let me see.
I'm being watched. You know I am.
No, the ships are making a sound. Just for a minute, the ship was making a sound and it stopped again. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Take care. Peace, love, and light. And we'll talk to you again.
Take care, my friend. Like I said, I'll do some more research. I'll see what I can find out, and I'll talk to you within a few days.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night. All right.
Take care, brother.
All right. Okay, folks. It's time for me to call it an evening here. I'll be on tomorrow night. And I want to thank you for all your gifts. I want to thank everybody for being here. And we have some really good, lively discussion here as well. Thank you, Sonia. Good to have you with us. But I will say before I leave that in this timeline, there's not going to be any kind of conflict. I mean, we already have conflict. We know there are wars in the Middle East. We know there's been pollution on our planet, all these things that have happened. But I will tell you, and I have to speak from an Ashtar Command consciousness, they will not allow for this planet to go into a conflict of world war for entertainment purposes only. There will be contact in 2026. And I'll stick to that till I go to sleep. And even when I go to sleep, I'll stick to that when I get up and have a cup of coffee. So there you go. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for being here. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11. Saturday night is Ashtar Command Night. I'll be doing an Ashtar Command Night on Saturday. Please join us Saturday for all things Ashtar. And everybody, thank you for being here. If you wanted to be a guest, you can be a guest tomorrow night if you've had any contact. Susie and Ken hey, Susie, good question. So the reason why it's 2026, and they told us this because they've waited long enough for our government to reveal the existence of life elsewhere in the universe. That's part of it. The governments of the world have been lying about the existence of intelligent life within the universe and beyond our universe. And they said, now this is it. They've had it. They're showing their ships now. You're seeing a lot more sightings. And if you go on TikTok or any other kind of thing, you're seeing people on YouTube recording things. People are seeing things now. And they're saying, why are we seeing these things? Because it's time. For whatever reason, this is the time for it to happen. You're welcome, Susie. And I will catch you all tomorrow night. I'm going to go to sleep. Take care, everybody. Be at peace. And again, thanks for watching the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. All right. Yeah, I can do that. So I will send a blessing. I will send a blessing from the show of light to everybody around the world. Very good. Thank you for requesting that. And I want to bless everybody from the cosmic light that there is to bless. May you all go to sleep tonight, have good dreams, have cosmic dreams, maybe even have positive contact with star people. Whatever it is you do it well and be good. Take care, everybody. This show will be on my YouTube channel. Go to Ashtar Command Spaceship News. You can watch all my shows there. That if you missed some of the show, all my shows are on Ashtar Command Spaceship News on YouTube. Okay, take care.